Hi, I'm Nicole from Hello the Future, and as promised, I am going to talk about chapters 1 and 2 of Chris Guillebeau's book, The $100 Startup. Links to get your own copy, if you are not already holding yours and following along, links to get your own copy are there, or you can just type The $100 Startup into Google or Amazon or pretty much anywhere you want. So, The $100 Startup is based on the thesis that anyone can start a microbusiness being a business that essentially makes enough money to take care of one, potentially two people's living expenses. It's not a very large business, but it's enough to take care of you and yours. So you can start a microbusiness with an idea and less than $100. So let me talk to you about my experiences with that. So Hello the Future, which does not yet at present make enough to support an entire person, but it's making enough right now to support about a third of a person. So, you know, the top half that you can see in the frame is currently being supported by Hello the Future. Thank you for watching. Hello the Future, I started with, well, I had to buy the guitar, I guess, but I bought the guitar before I started Hello the Future, so that hardly counts. The initial startup costs for Hello the Future were the domain name, and all that registration and WordPress creation and all of that, which was something like, you know, $10. And then eventually I got myself some business cards, one of those 100 business cards for $5.99 deal. They were not the best, but they have served me well. And then when it came time to produce the first product, which was my CD Infinity Right Now, then that was another, well, to be honest, the first copies of Infinity Right Now I burned on my own computer and printed at Kinko's, and so that was an investment of about $50. When I reprinted them, they were about $200 for the CDs. But anyway, what I'm saying is the startup costs were pretty low. So at least that part of the equation holds true. It is interesting because I'm also currently working on this other secret startup, and I do not think the startup cost will be below $100. I think the startup cost will be below about $300, but I don't think we can get them below $100. But that's just the nature of the game, plus registering LLCs is a little bit more expensive than expected. But that is the thesis, and so far at least it has held up. Your mileage may vary. So I have some notes for you. Basically chapter 1, which is called Renaissance, woot. It says try and see what happens. Market test on the fly, figure out what their customers are buying. That is the secret in chapter 1 of starting your own business with an idea and $100, right? So you start something, you see how fast you can get something out to market, you test it on the fly, see if people are buying it, and then fix what needs to be fixed, you know, iterate and tweak and all of that. So let me talk to you about that kind of example. So I do know this. I'll give you this example. I have three actual albums that I sell at conventions. And one of them, Infinity Right Now, has a very nice cover. Woot. It was designed by Mario Panighetti and it's pretty cool. Second one, Hello the Future, gets her Filk on at PhilCon, currently my top selling album. Also has an awesome cover, which I did myself. Also cool. And then there's this other one called Sidekick and Other Songs, which has a pretty terrible cover. It is not anyone's fault. I also designed it. I have to take the full credit on this one. But it is a cover that people do not like. They look at it, and they pick it up, they put it down, they pick it up, they put it down. And then they go pick up one of the other albums and they buy it. So one quick thing I can do to improve Hello the Future right now is to get Sidekick and Other Songs a new album cover. And actually people have talked about making it a contest or something like that, and I think that is the very next step there. But that is what Chris Guillebeau means in chapter 1, Renaissance, about testing something, figuring out what the market wants, iterating, and trying it again. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. We're going to move on to chapter 2 now, because, you know, time is limited, and there are many other YouTube videos you could be watching. But I promised you chapters 1 and 2, so here we go. Chapter 2 is called Give Them the Fish. The deal about chapter 2 is that we have to give the customers what they want. Not what we think they want, not what we have been told they want, but what they actually want. Alright, the example being, if you go to a restaurant, you don't actually want to go back into the kitchen and learn how to cook the fish, you want someone to just hand you the fish. Again, your mileage may vary. I really like cooking and I like learning how, so that would be a different story for me, but there you go. So You're supposed to ask 3 questions before you start off an idea. First of all, how will you get paid? How much will you get paid? And is it possible to get paid more than once? Once you've answered those 3 questions, then you answer 2 more questions. Does this fulfill something people need? And does it fulfill something people want? And once you've answered that question, does it fulfill people something want, are you drawing an outline in your head? Because I totally am. And once you've answered, does this fulfill something that people want, then you ask, does this also take away something that people do not want? For example, again, the restaurant, right? You go in, something you want is food, something you do not want is having to clean the kitchen afterwards, boom, both problems are solved. So, now that you've got that outline in your head, let's talk about how this applies to Hello the Future. How will I get paid? Via cash at conventions, money through Bandcamp, money through my website, that's easy. How much will I get paid? Standard price for CDs is about $10 a CD. Standard price for digital albums is usually a bit less than that. People have sales. People try to undercut each other. Don't do that. That just drags everyone down. And so yes, how much I'll get paid is approximately, $8 to $10 per album sold. Can I get paid more than once? Obviously. And oh yes, that is sort of how the business works. But then we go to this whole business about, do I fulfill a need? I'm not sure. Certainly people need music. We do listen to a lot of it, but do I personally fulfill the need in our hearts for songs about robots and math and personal experiences that we all have in common? I am not sure at all. That is where Hello the Future as a business model sort of falls short. Alright, let me give it to you straight, right? There are a lot of people who like to listen to music. There are a lot of people who like to listen to music without paying for it. I mean, I've got the stats to prove that one. And, certainly we all like to support artists we know, certainly we like to support artists whose music we like, but I'm not quite sure that selling music on the internet fulfills someone's need. Nor am I quite sure that it is giving people what they want in the sense that a restaurant is giving you what you want when you order a meal there. I am certainly not keeping people from starving, nor am I cleaning their kitchens for them. So, that's the trick with this particular business I am in. The other startup, the secret one that I'm not telling you about, but if you follow my Twitter you know what it is different, and it's much more of something people want and need, so that's good, but again, we have not actually launched this thing. We'll talk about launches later. So that is that. Those are chapters 1 and 2, and I have explained to you what is in chapters 1 and 2, so now you know. You should go read the book anyway. There are a few more words there, and I've explained how those apply to Hello the Future, so I have fulfilled my obligations to you, and I hope you watched all the way to the end. And let me know if you'd like me to continue, because I can do chapters 3 and 4 for next week. You all rock.